If you're not using this framework when you're learning something new, you might be leaving a lot of potential on the table. Welcome back to another episode of Coach's Corner. My name is Zach Hoskins, and today we're going to look at a framework that you can use when you're learning new things to skyrocket what that learning is, what you're hoping that learning is going to do for you in your life. And so that framework is a 5-piece framework, and it starts with listening. And what I mean by this is actively listening. So wherever you're intaking your information, whether it be a book, a video, an audio podcast, anything, or a conversation with, a mentor or whatever it looks like, actively listening, engaging in that piece of content is so key. And so whenever we listen and we actively listen, we can internalize. And so the next piece of this is internalizing, thinking about it. After we've listened and actively engaged with whatever content we're listening to, we internalize it, we think about it, we run it through however your brain best works to think about new information. And so we actively listen, we think, and then we write. And the actual act of writing, so actually like getting out a pen and writing it down on a piece of paper, does some crazy things whenever it connects, your actual writing, your motor skills, and your cognitive skills. Whenever you combine those, things get very powerful. So we're actively listening, we're thinking and running it through our mindset. We're writing, actually physically writing. And then a powerful thing is sharing. After you've listened, thought about it, wrote it, sharing whatever you've learned with someone else can help make sure that you have simplified it enough that you understand what you have learned. And even if you don't fully understand it, sharing the concept with someone else that can ask questions or have a conversation about it is so impactful. And the final piece is actually acting on it. So acting on whatever you just listened and heard and thought about and wrote about and shared, finally acting on it, it puts basically the icing on the cake of everything necessary to do when you learn something new. So if we can recap all of these, the 5-part framework of not leaving potential on the table whenever you're learning something and kind of squeezing as much as you can from a new subject is actively listening, thinking and internalizing in our brain, actually writing it down and writing our thoughts about that new thing, sharing it with someone who can give feedback or ask questions, and then actually acting on that, whatever that might be. So I just wanted to encourage you to look at that 5-part framework when you're learning new things. In my life, I've found it to increase my learnings exponentially, and I hope it does that to you too. So I hope you have an awesome rest of the day, and we'll talk soon.